they having over there? Can I come?
I would, if you can, zoom in on the dates. Blessing of the ground, laying of the cornerstone, dedication of the building, May 27th, 1962.
Right at the curb in the front?
Yeah, start it out. You know, get as much as you can this curve here. And I saw a guy park over there already. They're supposed to close the streets at 9:30. Monsignor John Brainey, the founding principal, the one responsible in large part for the educational environment that we are experiencing now and, God willing, in the future. Monsignor Brainey.
Thank you very much, Father Monahan. I believe I'm supposed to pray for this gathering in this great school. We ask your blessing, O Lord, as we gather today to renew and enhance the life of this great school, created 3 decades ago in the name of Francis Spellman, patriot priest, servant of the poor, cardinal of the church. A photograph of him stepping up on that curbside and looking up at this coat of arms. May his school continue to prosper, blessed with students who will try, with teachers who will care, with parents and patrons who will be concerned. May the school on this new Spellman Place, is that correct? Continue to give the New York community and the world men and women of integrity, committed to the love and worship of God, tolerating no barriers to love neighbor. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
And now again, I would like to introduce to you the student body president. And I must say, in my short 6 years here as principal, the best that I have encountered as a student body president, Brian Robinson.
Thank you, Father Monahan. Father Monahan, Monsignor Brainey, President Ferrer, Councilman Crispino, Dr. Carrillo, Reverend clergy, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, and my fellow Spellmanites, welcome to this very special day in the history of Cardinal Spellman High School and the official beginning of Spellman 2000, creating tomorrow, today. As stated on the banner on the wall of the school by Baychester and Needham Avenues, Cardinal Spellman High School has maintained a consistent standard of excellence for 30 years. However, this level of excellence that was so characteristic of the late Cardinal Spellman and is synonymous with Cardinal Spellman High School is one of a higher ideal. It is an ideal that has inspired prominent figures in history and is one of the chief sources of motivation in life. This is the belief in dreams. All of us have dreams. Most of us are living a vision first seen by our parents by attending a great school and by looking optimistically towards college and the future. As we mature into young adults, our individual dreams are inspired by those of our parents and our teachers. Dreams inspire us to work towards turning illusions into reality. Believing in a dream enables a person to always walk forward and not to stagnate. Dreams motivate us to work for tomorrow, today, and this is the basis of Spellman 2000. Through the examples of distinguished alumni, such as Bronx Borough President Fernando Ferrer and Dr. Emilio Carrillo, we learned that if we do believe in the impossible, sometimes the impossible comes true. Spellman instills the value of confronting the reality of our dreams in its students. They be memories of an influential teacher, a best friend, or becoming valedictorian of one's class. It is so reassuring to know that there are people who make up the steering and executive committees of the Spellman 2000 who are driven by a common vision of a better and greater Cardinal Spellman High School, so that future students will not be deprived of experiencing our school. This dream is not one that belongs solely to the members of these committees. It is also our dream as students and future alumni of this school. Making a difference in Spellman is not an obligation, but more importantly, it is a demonstration of appreciation for a place that educates us, makes us grow, and dares us to dream. It is a way of keeping our memories and a vital part of ourselves and so many others alive. We are all a part of our school's history today, as 1991 Needham Avenue will soon transform into One Cardinal Spellman Place. The tomorrow of Cardinal Spellman High School begins today as we realize that together we can enable our school to always walk forward and to strive for many more years of excellence. Thank you.
Well, let's hope that the rain holds off. It is my privilege to express in your name, for you are Spellman, a warm welcome to those who took the time to be with us in what we feel is an historic event in the life here of the Spellman community. Most especially, I wish to welcome all of our invited guests. Monsignor Brainy, Mrs. Henry, who is the niece of Cardinal Spellman, who was the Archbishop of New York. I want to welcome Councilman DeMarco, Councilman Crespino, Mr. Michael Weiss, all responsible for having the bill passed so that we could have this little area of the Bronx known as Cardinal Spellman Place. As most of you know, when I get a microphone, I have something I'd like to say. I know. Give me a big boo, get it out of your system. The Archbishop of New York sent me a letter the other day. At this point in time in the Diocese of Brooklyn, they are saying farewell to a very heroic and outstanding New Yorker, Archbishop McGovern, who is retiring from his diocese, and the Cardinal, as a tribute to this great churchman, is at that function with all of the bishops of the province of New York, and he regrets he can't be with us, but he expresses his apology to you, the students, to those who are here as honored guests, and he asked me in his last paragraph to make sure that I say to the City Council, we are definitely most appreciative to you for the passing of this bill. We're going to have a little spritzer, so hold in there, huh? It's clearing up. It's clearing up. I had a reporter ask over the phone this morning, what are we about this day? And the answer was simple. We wish to shout it loud and clear that Cardinal Spellman High School is alive and well and proud to be part of the great borough of the Bronx as we come to celebrate really the rededication of the school, and as we stand at the threshold of the 90s, we renew our commitment to the future of the school, this borough, and this city. We are here today to recall our past, to reaffirm our vision, and to pledge our commitment. Cardinal Spellman High School is here to stay, to serve this generation of young and talented students and for generations to come. And I guess that says it all. And with that now, I would like to introduce to you Councilmen Crispino and DeMarco, who have the bill signed by the mayor of our city, the Honorable David Dinkins.
Thank you very much, Father. I couldn't help but think as I sat here as the rain started of my own graduation when I had a similar experience, but just make believe it's not there and let's enjoy the beauty and the wonder of the day. Reverend clergy, faculty, parents, students, my colleagues in government, of course, Councilman DeMarco, who's standing here with me, is going to say a few words on his own behalf. Our borough president, Fernando Ferrer, Fred is going to also, of course, speak. And there you go. The rain is going to stop, I hope, and we'll be able to slow down, maybe. Mike Weiss and so many other dignitaries who participated in making this day possible. My small part, really, in my 15 years in the council, and by the way, we're in my district. I represent this district, although I know that you students come from throughout the Bronx and probably throughout the city. It's great and wonderful to be here, but in my 15 years in the council, I've had the pleasure of naming just 5 streets or 5 places. And I take great pleasure and great honor. This time, the request was made of me, as the council person in this area, by our borough president, to name permanently One Cardinal Spellman Place in this area, so that forever that's what the name will be. We can write letters that way to the school. If we want to write back, some of you, to your teachers, or write to the school, make some announcement, whatever it might be. So that'll be the permanent address. The signing of the bill, which was introduced by me, as I say, at the request of Fernando Ferrer, our borough president. I was joined by council members Albanese, Castanera Canone, Deere, Councilman DeMarco, Iceland, Forster, Gurgis, Lisa, Maloney, O'Donovan, and Rivera. It was signed by the mayor on May 7th. I'll now turn it over to Councilman DeMarco, and perhaps since he had 3 children, I understand, who graduated from Spellman, he can officially make the presentation to your principal. Councilman DeMarco.
Thank you very much, Councilman Crispino. Please, I don't expect a lot of applause. You know, I really envy each and every one of you because you don't realize how lucky you are. You are establishing just great memories, and probably you really don't appreciate it now. But I guess when you get over many years from now, you'll think back and say, oh, what great high school days they really were. And you'll think back about this particular day. And I heard you gave a boo before, but I think you ought to give a good yay for everybody that's here, including your parents who are paying all those tuition at this point. You are very lucky because as we start the new campaign of 2000, you are part and parcel of it. And you will be there to see the results in a very short period of time of what's being done by people who have graduated this school, people who are concerned about the school, people who are, as I said, alumni of this school, and people who basically want good quality education, and you are part of it right now, and therefore you are very lucky. You will have very good memories. And before we get some more dark clouds, I'm going to make this presentation, and I want to thank each and every one of you for inviting me here today. And as I said, hold and savor this moment, because this is a memory that 25 years from now, you're going to think back and say, what a great day that was, and what a great time I had in Cardinal Spellman High School. And when you're thinking about that 25 years from now, remember, write a check. With this, I would like to present a copy of the bill to Councilman Crispino, and of course our famous alumni and our good friend, the borough president of the Bronx. Come up here too.
so? Father, you're taking it easy using a Polaroid.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Fernando Ferrer, President of the great Borough of the Bronx.
Thank you, Father Monahan. Monsignor Branny, Mr. President of the student body, members of the faculty and staff, administration of Cardinal Spellman High School, two good friends and colleagues in government, council members Jerry Crispino and Mike DeMarco. Mike DeMarco has a great deal of tuition equity in Spellman. Distinguished platform guests and dedicated Spellmanites. Undoubtedly, Mike DeMarco's sunny disposition past the cloud brings us to the point we are today. Listening to Matt Lestrange recount how many years ago it might have been, I'm not ready to admit that the only time in my political career I will ask for a recount. It wasn't until Matt had recounted that time that it finally occurred to me that it has been 25 years. And of course, 25 years is meaningful in one's life, but only meaningful for me as I look out at you, knowing that in the revival of the Bronx, in the revival of this city, there have been classes of this school, individuals from distinguished classes, having made tremendous contribution, I the least among them, but one who has just been named recently to head the largest healthcare corporation on the face of this planet, Dr. Emilio Carrillo, a classmate of mine in the school. All motivated by a sense of service that may not occur to you at this moment, but undoubtedly will creep up on you in the years that intervene between now and the time it is your turn at this microphone or at this platform or at the whatever forum you choose to serve. There are a couple of things that I did in preparation for this morning's celebration. One was recognizing that in my topographical unit, that unit in my office which has jurisdiction over streets and address changes, we, under the city charter, grant new addresses and address changes. Having heard some of the conversation among them, knowing that some of them have graduated from Hayes and from Mount St. Michael, I had to make very, very sure that nobody tampered with the street signs. They've got a good sense of humor. And of course, knowing I was coming here today, yesterday I went and got a haircut. Short. I see that still strikes a responsive chord amongst the students of Cardinal Spellman High School. It is a pleasure, as one friend who greeted me at the door had pointed out, to come back home after almost 22 years after I graduated. It is not exactly 22 years of separation. There is always a sense of connectedness, with the people with whom I had come to this school, people who now serve in not only the public sector and government, not only in this city or state, but around the country, but those who serve well in the private sector as well. Accordingly, as the president of this borough and as a member of the class of 1968, it gives me great pleasure and pride to present this proclamation. Let me call upon the current and founding principals of this school, Father Monahan and Monsignor Branny, to receive it. It reads, "Whereas Spellman 2000, Creating Tomorrow Today," is the title of the first major development campaign to be conducted by Cardinal Spellman High School. And And whereas the goal for the 2-year campaign is a $2 million endowment to be created for scholarships to aid motivated and able students of Cardinal Spellman High School, for the improvement and maintenance of what many regard as the finest Catholic educational facility in this country. And whereas Cardinal Spellman High School continues to maintain high traditional standards in education, is a source of great pride and will remain committed to providing a learning environment for social and moral development of students. Now therefore I, Fernando Ferrer, President of the Borough of the Bronx, do hereby proclaim today, May 18, 1990, Spellman 2000 Day in the Bronx, and urge my fellow citizens to take appropriate recognition of this occasion. Friends, one other piece of business. This street sign you see before you, hanging from the telephone pole, is but one of a number of street signs to be installed, making Needham Avenue forever Cardinal Spellman Place. And I hope the distinguished platform guests, members of the City Council and distinguished alumni will join me in revealing that sign to you and rededicating Cardinal Spellman Place.
Just going to break in 1 second. I'm Mike Weiss. I'm Chief of Staff at the City Department of Transportation. Be only a moment more. I'm sure that the students here are all eager to get back to class. Oh, that didn't go over too well. I just wanted to bring you greetings on behalf of Mayor David Dinkins, who signed the legislation that was introduced by Councilman Crispino and Councilman DeMarco, and also Transportation Commissioner Lucius Riccio, and just say that it's a pleasure for our department to have participated in this ceremony with the students and distinguished community in order to commemorate this wonderful person and his achievements. And we also hope that these signs will serve as a reminder to the students of the future, because you are the future, and we value all of you very much. With that, I'd like to present 2 ceremonial signs, one to the school and one to the borough president for suitable use.
I would like, please, just to pause a moment. And you heard the Honorable Fernando Ferrer speak of his classmate, Dr. Carrillo, and we are quite privileged that the doctor has arrived. He is with us, and I would like to invite him to the podium. Doctor?
Hi, classmates. It's a real pleasure to be here with Freddie, who was in the class of 68 with me, and all of you who are part of the same big class. And it's a wonderful honor for all of us to have this renaming so worthy. The name of the great Cardinal who really built this school for us. And it's just a great time for me and a great time for all of us, and keep it up. You're doing a great job. Thank you.
And now, as I said, that the seniors gift to Spellman is the gift of a tree. And there is much symbolism involved in that. And I know that that tree will be there as long as this building will be there. And God willing, the class of 91, 2, and to 2015, I'll have an orchard. So I would ask the reps from senior year, the distinguished guests, to come with us, and let's plant a tree.
Stronger than you. I know. Leave the grass.
as I said, I am proud and I will be proud, for I have been given an opportunity to be principal of a school and of a student body that I think is outrageous. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to come this way, we're going to walk through the courtyard. No one or one. Walk up. How are you doing? They were great.
Right, sister? Right, sister?